Again, this is where the BPD comes in. I fetishized on it because I'm like, well, if this is who he is, I love him because that's who I love, and I'm gonna love him no matter what he is. If he likes to fuck guys, I guess I like watching him fuck guys. And I started to fetishize on it. I even had him call me daddy on a FaceTime. I had him beating his dick, call me daddy and shit. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just,
Look, you got the daddy crown.
Sucking on your dick, I told you call your girl back. Never gave a fuck, bitch, this the whole fact. Exposing me, Christina, nigga, would've thought that. Never shame me, bitch, these my fucking whole facts. Make sure you hit subscribe, bitch, I'll be right back. Nothing but the facts. These are facts. Nothing but the facts.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the motherfucking HoeFAX. I'm Mommy Pootie Cat, and today we're gonna talk about a really funny story again, okay? Because I always have those for you, and you know I do. But before we get into it, I have to let y'all know I have to start toning down how I talk, okay? And I know y'all love how blunt I am and how real I am, and how I just unapologetically just say how I feel, right? But I have to try to, so I could get, paid on YouTube. Because if I don't slow it down and tone it down a little bit, they're not gonna let me. They gonna keep banning me everywhere. So I have to just be a little bit nicer, And I'm still gonna say how I felt, and I'm still gonna word this in the most innocent way for this generation, because I'm not trying to get canceled, okay? But make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment below for another episode you want to see, and make sure you stay tuned for the next episode, because we just getting started. So, fresh out of, my relationship with the Lila situation, y'all saw I jumped into the Officer ED situation, okay? And obviously I didn't heal from neither situation, and I just don't know how to heal, and I start to just jump from person to person because I'd rather not heal, and and this time I'm trying to just heal, and that's why I'm laughing, because I'm losing it this time, because I'm trying to not jump to anybody, because I don't want nobody. I just want to be by my damn self. I'm tired of pain. I don't want to go through another situation like I've gone through, because when I tell you this situation and then you guys find out what else I went through, like, y'all just gonna be like, girl, if you don't calm the hell down and heal yourself before jumping into something, you won't keep doing this to yourself. So that's why now I'm trying to heal. But freshly out of the situation with Lila, I jumped into Officer ED, and then this man writes me on OnlyFans. So right there was your first red flag. You should have known you're not gonna meet your soulmate, the love of your life, through an OnlyFans DM, bitch. Sorry. See, I can't. All right. Anyway, I answered. I've never given anybody attention on OnlyFans like him, because I don't even know what he said. He hit me with the ma'am and the country accent through text. I don't know how he did it, but he did it, okay? And it just, it got me, because you a chocolate cowboy, you said? I didn't even know they made those. Like, I don't even care that you're bony, okay? Because he was muscles and tattoos and stuff, and like, he was good looking, but he had like a big weird looking head, and I look past the weird looking head, and I say that because, like, I don't know, the weird looking head thing just clicks with me, because now when I look at him, I'll be like, girl, like, that weird ass looking head, like, what? This is what I mean. I have to be nicer. I don't know how, okay? I don't. Fuck that shit. He had a weird ass head. But he wore, my favorite picture of him, he was wearing a cowboy hat, okay? So in my defense, you couldn't tell in my favorite picture of him. And yeah, we start talking on OnlyFans. I end up giving him my number. I don't know when. I don't really know how much time it took. I know it probably wasn't enough for me to know him. It wasn't, I jumped into it. I definitely jumped into it. He was in Texas. Let's talk about that. He was in a whole nother state. I'm in New York. He's in Texas. I love Texas. Texas is my favorite state, so I felt like, all right, this is my soulmate. So, yeah, I met this guy. I started talking to him. The first day we meet, he was like pushy already. So it was red flag number 2. He pulls out his dick. What are you doing? You're supposed to be my soulmate. Let me tell y'all, he love bombed the fuck out of me. Hit me with he wanted to get married, like the whole 9. Like, he wanted to be with me. He wanted to get in a relationship with me. Mind you, he did tell me he was still legally married, and we're gonna just like sweep past that part, because like, Y'all can't tell me there's not somebody out there that really is legally married having to get out of their situation. Like, you can't just not believe everybody, but like, it is a red flag. So I should have known better. And I did know better. That's why I kept pressing him on the situation. So as time goes on, I keep pressing him on the situation. He keeps lying, love bombing me, blah, blah, blah. I tell him I'm going to reach out to his wife. I want to talk to your wife. If it's true that you guys are really broken up and she does not care, then why can't I talk to her and hear it from her mouth? He was like, that's weird. Why would you want to do that? If I'm telling you it, you should just trust me, and blah, blah, blah. And if you reach out to her, she's going to ignore you because she doesn't want to be involved with my relationships. It's just the way it is. And I was just like, okay, that makes sense. But no, I'm still reaching out. So my dumbass reaches out. What does she do? Ignore me.
Really, nigga?
So now I'm the bad guy because you did the worst thing you could do, which was reach out to my wife, because now my wife is bitching at home and now we're arguing and now, you know, blah, 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 blah. That's what he's telling me. Manipulation, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I'm falling for all that stuff. We end up breaking up for a little while, and then I ended up apologizing and coming back to him. I think like a couple months, maybe a month later. I don't even know. It was soon, but not that soon. And when I came back, you know, I had to say sorry because I shouldn't have reached out and I should have believed you. Now at this point, I wish I remembered more details as to what happened to make me, like, he was obviously just very quiet at night. He could only talk on the phone when he was working. He never called me at home. You know, certain things that were just like red flags that were, you know, obvious. So I know what he was doing, but I don't know how to like explain to y'all in a way where you could really comprehend that, bro, I'm not stupid. I know you're lying, right? But I don't know how to walk away and just leave the situation alone. So my stupid ass reaches out to his wife again. Yeah, I did. But this time, she ends up responding basically like mean. Like, she was like, you know, like, you should have known better. What woman believes a man that says that? Obviously, if he's still in the house with me, but you know how women usually are and react. And I was really pushy, and I didn't want her to hate me. So I was just like, you know, like, why can't we talk? Like, can we just understand each other and why he's talking to me like this, and you know what's really going on? Because I feel like, especially all the stuff that I learned in the time of dealing with this man, it's like, what are you doing with him? And because she's like, he's good looking, but I mean, she's good looking, like, she's beautiful and she's smart and she's like too good for him. And it's just like, what are you doing with this guy? Because let's talk about it. Into our relationship now, before I contacted her the second time, I should have rewinded. This is why I don't like doing these damn episodes no more, because I'll be rambling and then I forget what I was gonna say. Slow down. Basically, I halfway into our relationship at some point, I'm really weird. So I was like, you know, I want to see somebody sucking your dick. Okay, I had to whisper that. You know, I don't want y'all to ban me, but I needed to, you know, I wanted to see somebody sucking your dick because I'm weird like that. So he says, girl or guy.
What did he say?
Okay, and now we've been together for like, we've been talking for months now, like way long. Now, I done contacted your wife one time. I done contacted your best friend too, because I contacted his best friend too, and I don't like that bitch. I don't like that bitch at all. And I don't care, because I understand her loyalty was to him, but as a woman, I'm begging you to tell me the truth, because I need to know for my mental health. This is driving me fucking crazy. I don't know if I could believe him, because my mind is telling me not to believe him, but everything is telling me to believe him. I mean, my mind is telling me not to believe him, and everything's telling me not to. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And it's like the best friend kind of just like brushed me off, kind of made me look crazy. Like, I wasn't crazy. I knew what I was talking about. This nigga was lying. And for you to lie to his wife and just like all that shit just pissing me off, because she acts like she's besties with the wife. And I don't like that, because now I gotta rewind again. Okay, so I find out this guy is sleeping with men too. Okay, so now I know all this stuff. And when I contacted the wife the second time, I was just not, do you know that he sleeps with other men? Like, do you know all this stuff and you're still here? Because it's like, I need to know why you know all this stuff, and then I'm the one that's looking crazy, and then people look at the side chick like we're the problem. Like, he manipulated me. He told me that he was done with his wife and that he was just living with her, and just pulled all these lies out his ass. And then on top of it, he's sleeping with men. He's still sleeping with you. He's still sleeping with other women. Because I ended up finding out the first time I ended up reaching out to her, she didn't end up answering me because she had just found out about another woman that he was sleeping with who ended up bringing babies to the situation, okay? So my situation wasn't shit compared to that. So she ended up ignoring me, brushing me away because she had other shit to deal with. And then when I reached out the second time, at this point, she was just done. She just pissed. She just answered, you know, she went off on me and she was just tired of the shit. And it's just like, that's why I kept pushing her, because at this point, this is what I fight for on social media, is when it comes to the main chick and side chick situation. Now, I'm the side chick that didn't know. And this is a main chick who knew what her man was doing. She knew what her man was out here doing. So does she really count, like, as a main? Like, is that what, that's what y'all say is a main? So that's what I don't understand. I'm trying to tell y'all, it don't matter, main chick, side chick, no situation. Like, he's manipulating all these women to do whatever the hell he wants, and men to do whatever the hell he wants and believe whatever situation he wants. It didn't matter what he said to me to make me believe it. It doesn't mean that I'm stupid. It just means that he was manipulating me, because even though I didn't believe it, I stayed because I believed in my heart, maybe he's really the one, and maybe he's gonna prove it, and maybe this and maybe that, because I'm a hopeless romantic at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, I just want love. So of course, somebody who's as damaged as me, who's gone through 2 bad situations back to back, is gonna want somebody to just love them. And of course, when you get a little bit of love, somebody like me is gonna take that, because that's better than no love, okay? So I learned that in therapy, and that's why I do the things that I do. But I'm trying to fix those things and heal those versions of myself because of situations like this. Now, at this point, I'm dealing with a man who has a wife, who's sleeping with other men, who's sleeping with other women, and now I walked away. At this point, I walked away, okay? And some women would have stayed at this point because they still would have got wrapped up in the lies again. But at this point, I walked away because I knew, and I was not doing none of that. And another reason, because I ended up getting really close with the wife. And yeah, like, we ended up becoming close because I talked to her. She seen my pages for what it really was, not just me talking shit. I'm not there to talk shit on TikTok, YouTube, nothing about the main chick, because I'm not. My thing is that women should not be against each other. Like, yeah, I've been against the other woman before, because that's how these men do us. They bring us against each other. They make us hate each other. No, I don't like that. I don't want to be that woman no more. So since, for a while now, I've always tried to become friends with a lot of these women that I get played with. I've got played by the women too, because they end up going back to the man, and then they end up hating me and coming up with all these lies in themselves. And then, please, that's other situations with other men. But she ended up respecting me, and we ended up becoming really close, actually. We actually ended up catching feelings for each other.
Stop it. Get some help.
And I can honestly say that I really did start to like her a lot. She fit the exact description of what I liked in a woman physically, like appearance-wise. You know, she was thick, beautiful, white girl, light eyes, beautiful long hair, beautiful smile. Like, she's freaking gorgeous. And then she's smart. She's a great mother. She's a hard worker. Like, she's just a really good woman. And like, the only thing about her is that she's just like me. When it comes to her emotions, she's very emotional. And it's not a bad thing. It's the fact that she's in a bad situation, and she's never gonna be able to heal those inner versions of herself if she doesn't walk away from the main source of who's bringing her down all the time. You know, like, she would just be in a lot of a better headspace if it wasn't for a man bringing her down all the time. You know what I'm saying? I think she's wonderful. And when we ended up, you know, starting to like each other and stuff, obviously I didn't push on it because I didn't think the situation was right. I'm not going to go from your husband to you because that just looks insane. Yeah, it could have been a crazy love story at the end of the day, but no, I'm not becoming a side chick from the husband to be a side chick to the wife. Like, I just refuse to do that. So I didn't push on the situation. We liked each other. We flirted a lot. We went back and forth a lot, but she ended up staying with the husband. And then now I think she has a girlfriend, the last I heard. So I'm not going to lie and say that didn't hurt. Like, that hurt. And I shouldn't have hurt because I'm in my own situation. But it's like, no, like, I really caught feelings for her. I thought she was, like, perfect. So, seeing her move on, it made me happy, though, at the end of the day, because I just want her to, like, be able to have an emotional connection with somebody other than him, so that she can see that other types of love, like real love, exist, and not somebody who's just being a narcissistic bitch. I'm sorry, I don't mean no disrespect to her when I talk shit about him, but I don't like him, you know what I'm saying? And what he did to me, what he does to all these women, what he does to all these men, and her especially, I just don't respect him for none of it. And the fact that, like, he had no respect to even tell me that he was, doing the things he was doing. He was just so mean about it. He just treated me like shit, and then just like, yeah, man or woman, like, what do you want to see me fucking on? Like, you probably should have started with, I also sleep with men in the beginning of the fucking relationship. Never told me that shit. But he was the first person to ever spit in my mouth, and like, I did some nasty shit with him. Like, he was just, you know, he knew how to get into my mind in ways that's how these men get in my mind. They answer my sexual needs in weird ways. They make me submissive and makes me think that, oh, I'm doing something that a man wants. So if I'm doing something a man wants, no matter what it is, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, he's gonna want me. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. I've literally dogged myself out trying to do things for men. Like, even this Texas guy, like, I was sending him money, like, not a lot, not like my last ex. Like, my last ex got me for literally thousands of dollars at the end of the fucking day. But this guy, I tried to cut him off after a couple hundred. But once I realized that he was, you know, using me for my money and my body, I was like, nah, you gotta go. And then I figured out everything else, gotta go. But I wish I was that strong with, you know, my last ex. Like, I sit here and I know I'm not where I'm supposed to be because of the way I held on to him. And that's why I'm trying to get on social media. Like, I don't even think I'm going to post this episode because I don't like how I rambled so much in the beginning. But I want the video to get out. Like, I want to keep posting my videos and stuff. I just get really, like, insecure and shy. And a lot of people don't see me like that. So it's, like, really hard to give my vulnerable side out. Like, yeah, no, I'm shy. At the end of the day, I'm ashamed of a lot of stuff I've done. And I'm just a big lover girl at the end of the day. And that's why I've been in so many bad situations, because I end up looking for love in all the wrong places. And I accept it in all the wrong places and put myself in fucked up situations. It's not because I want to be a whore. At the end of the day, I never wanted to be a whore. I never wanted to add more bodies. If it were up to me, I would have stayed with the first person I was with if things would have just worked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, things just didn't work out that way. It doesn't always work out that way. It doesn't work that way for everybody. But I want to tell my story because I know there's other women out there who are listening. There's other girls out there who are, like, you know, looking up like, damn, like, I don't want to end up like her. Like, yeah, don't end up like me. I've literally smacked my own car into people's cars over my mental health, over love, because I was so fucked up at a time that I didn't care about nothing but him answering the phone. Okay? You don't want to be somebody that chases love and will take the littlest bits of love because you don't get no love. No, you need to love yourself. You want to know, like, the one thing that I regret is not loving myself in time. Like, in my whole life, the one thing that I've done wrong was not love myself before everybody else, because I've always put other people before me, to the point that I've ended up getting pregnant just to have babies, to put them before me. And that's 100% for the rest of my life. I will love those kids before myself, but I didn't know how to love myself. That's why I put babies into my life. So I had something else to love and something else to love me. A lot of people don't realize, like, a lot of girls like me who have such hoe backgrounds and all that is because of a lot of damage and a lot of unwanted pain that we just don't know how to deal with. So we do it sexually. We act out because we think that's what these men want, and that'll make them want us more and love us more. No, it don't work out like that. That's why I'm not having sex. I'm not. Until I get my mind right, I think I need to just not have sex. And I think that when I was celibate, my best time was when I was celibate. Like, my most money made, just my happiest self, just peaceful, was when I wasn't having sex with nobody. When I wasn't having sex with nobody's dusty ass son, nobody's dusty ass daughter. Like, no disrespect to anybody in specific. Obviously, nobody knows exactly who I'm talking about when I say that, so don't take offense. But I'm just saying. But that's it for this episode. As y'all see, I got involved with some guy that was having sex with girls, guys, everything, plus his wife. And I just really, I wish I had more footage and video, but honestly, I'm not doing all that with this no more. I don't want, to expose his wife in the process of exposing him, because I love the hell out of her and I always will. And she's a very close friend of mine, and fuck him. I'm not going to expose her and her kids in the process of exposing him. And if I could go back in a time where, in Officer Ed's episode, it didn't have to be like that. It didn't. But people were making me the enemy, and at that point, I wasn't strong enough to push her to see things. Like, she ended up seeing me for who I was, and then she ended up cutting me off. And then she seen me for who I was, and then she cut me off. Like, she was really just still wrapped in his lies, so she couldn't really see me for who I was, and trust me. And I kept telling her, you can trust me. I'm never going back to your man again. She didn't believe me. Like, the Texas cowboy, his wife believes me. I left. We talk all the time. We became top snap buddies and everything. Like, she's a great person, smart. Her kids are great. She's raising amazing kids. And honestly, he should be grateful to have such an amazing, beautiful wife like he has. Okay? So make sure y'all subscribe. Thank you so much for coming to this episode. Until next time, peace.
Bitch, this the whole fact. Exposing me, Christina, nigga, would've thought that.